stay earthbound when prosperity awaits you in the stars? Come to Halcyon, the only colony on the edge of the frontier, owned and operated by corporations. A trip of 10 short years will feel like mere minutes, thanks to the comfort and safety of your very own hibernation chamber. You'll wake up in a perfect society designed to maximize your productivity, with guaranteed full employment. With only a minor term of service, you will become the master of your own destiny when you go out of this world to the Halcyon Colony.
Hundreds of thousands of colonists left adrift out here forever, just to keep from damaging the board's bottom line. Disgraceful. Someone made a note that you're oblivious to flirtation. This one had a, what are those called again? Social life. This one seems promisingly resistant to physical torture. I bet you really can believe it's not Borst. High blood pressure. Could keep you from blacking out at least. I bet you're going to be very popular in this colony. If I had your brains 30 years ago, we might not be in this mess. You could get away with all sorts of illegal activity. You're all so average. A crack shot. Capital. We'll put those marksmanship scores to good use. Ah, a blunt force trauma specialist. I might have a job for you. If you wanted to steal from the rich, you've come to the right colony. You wrote that paper on breeding a cystipig with 30% more tumors. Let's see, what do we have here? No one can see you cry inside of a mascot suit. This one's decent, I suppose. Looks to be your lucky day, my friend.
Please power down your engines.
Not likely, bootlickers. Initiate skip jump. Ah, there you are. Wondering what's going on, eh? Bit of bad news there, I'm afraid.
His colony ship was inexplicably knocked out of skip space and forced to complete its journey at sublight speeds. This means that you and every other colonist on the Hope have been in suspended animation for 70 years, give or take. Normally, reviving someone after so long leads to some quite horrifying results. It's called explosive cell death, but it's really more of a liquefaction. Something wrong? Oh, yes, well, not to worry. I've pumped your body full of a special concoction I devised to keep you from dying so horrifically. Hopefully at all, but I guess we'll see, yes? Unfortunately, I used the last of my chemical supplies saving you. I know it's a lot to ask, but I must have your help securing more if we're to save the rest of your fellow colonists. I'd see it done myself, of course, but the board has a sizable bounty on my head. Now, my ship is inoperative, but I've managed to hire a smuggler to help you out. He'll be... Oh, I see we're in position. Good luck!
Can you hear me? Is this thing working? Ah, there you are. Now, where were we? Oh, yes, the smuggler. His name is Hawthorne, and he should be waiting for you at the landing site. He's to be your chauffeur, so to speak. Not to worry, I'm told he's a specialist. Dashing gunslinger, one-of-a-kind ship, that sort of thing. You'll like him, I'm sure. I've also outfitted you with a simple wireless monitor, so I can track your progress. I'll check in with you as soon as you land. Good luck, All the colonists are counting on you.
Should be close by. What in law's name? Is that him? Oh, that idiot. I told him to plant the beacon and move away, not stand there holding it. Oh well, no sense in letting his ship go to waste. Hawthorne won't mind you taking his ship. Better you than the board, huh? Not sure I trusted the fellow. Might have gone after the bounty on my head. Shame about the whole squashing thing. Nasty way to go. Now, you've been frozen for a while. There's bound to be unforeseen side effects.
Hey, you, come here. You've tried the best now. Now try the rest. Spacer's choice. Oh, law, that stings. We were out on patrol. I saw a marauder camp up in the hills. Thought I could take him. Then my gun misfired. Right through my side. I mean, what are the odds of that, right? Just barely scraped by with my life. Crawled in here and blocked off the exit with those canisters. Looks like the bleeding stopped. I owe you one. Hope you don't mind me omitting this little exchange from my report. Spacer's Choice doesn't like us accepting outside help. Gibbering, flesh-eating, law-breaking, unemployed lunatics with guns. Some hullhead grounded their spacecraft out in the open. That's a real good way to attract marauders. See those canisters by the entrance? Marauders come sniffing around in here, and I can take them all out. Yeah, okay. You look like you know your way around a gun. Got some spare ammo, not counting the bullet in my side. Here, you can have my saber too, for patching me up and all. All Spacer's Choice weapons are now 30% less likely to malfunction. You've tried the best, now try the rest. Spacer's Choice. Yes, nailed it that time. You hit your head or something? You're in Emerald Vale. Edgewater's a little ways down. Prettiest place in the Vale. The Hope? Is that some sort of fancy new drug? Are you with Auntie? Don't take this the wrong way or nothing, but I'm not allowed to fraternize with Cleo work.
Just happened. Can you hear me? What in the hell? This...
What in the blazes? Where'd you come from?
Talk to the lieutenant. She's certified in customer service.
Don't know where you came from, stranger, but you best keep your head down. There's marauders hereabouts, and worse, landing violators. Gall on that rung leech. Landing in the Vale without using an official Spacer's Choice landing pad. I'd slap him with a fine if it weren't for all these marauders shambling about. Really? How is he? Shouldn't have done that. Spacer's Choice family ain't authorized to receive medical aid from off-brand physicians. We'll see him back to Edgewater, just as soon as I cross these marauders off with the swift, cost-efficient fury that's made Spacer's Choice the most trusted brand in personal defense. I just, you know, need a couple of winks to catch my breath. Stretch my legs some. Well, sometimes. Management's real good at cost-benefit analysis. But, seeing as I'm the acting manager in this situation... You know what? You're right. It's time we cross those marauders off, find whoever owns that ship, and file a full report. Then it's gonna be fucking laminated.
Here we go.
I just earned a fine bonus.
Time to collect a fine bounty. Not just anyone has chosen to enforce landing regulations, you know? I had to fill out 4 whole forms.
This is gonna take a lot of paperwork.
Please be informed that this vessel contains no valuable plunder. Unauthorized access of spacefaring vessels is a crime. Please submit yourself to the authorities. Hello, Marauder. I am Ada, the autonomous digital astrogator of this vessel. Please be informed that I am authorized to use violent retribution against unwanted solicitors. Please return any misappropriated equipment and exit this vessel in an orderly fashion. Failure to do so will result in your immediate destruction. I detect an elevated heart rate, indicating dishonesty. Please prepare yourself for lethal deterrence. Jettison procedures initiated. Disengaging airlocks. Preparing to eject all boarded parties. You are still here. My deception protocols have failed. I have been programmed to express disappointment. This vessel is the registered property. I am incapable of accepting. I deduce from the tone of your voice that Captain Hawthorne I understand. I will require some time. I am programmed to take orders exclusively from Captain Hawthorne. If I accept... Well done, Captain Hawthorne. I see your powers of deductive reasoning remain in... Unfortunately, our engine is currently inoperable. The main drive's power regulator has been irreparably damaged and must be replaced. Astutely observed. However, the probability of locating a power regulator within a worker settlement falls within acceptable parameters of certainty. I have taken the liberty of printing you a new Captain's Identity cartridge. This cartridge identifies you, Alex Hawthorne, as the Best of luck in your search for a... What can I do for you, Captain? Goodbye. your equipment is in need of repair or modification, the Crux 2000 workbench is at your disposal, Captain. I suppose everything on the Unreliable belongs to you now, Captain. Help yourself. No, really. Want to be a brand new you? Try out our respecification machine. Alex installed it himself, right before he died. The ship's engines cannot be powered until a replacement regulator has been properly installed. If you possess a power regulator, please insert the part into the appropriate slot, which is this one. Due to catastrophic power failure, all doors will remain on security lockdown. These surveillance devices allow me to monitor you constantly. Please ignore them. These are the crew's quarters. Alex preferred to travel alone, but he always had me.
Say, this wouldn't happen to be your ship, would it? Because you sure walked in it like it was your ship. And if this ship is yours, well, mister, you owe Spacer's Choice a hefty fine. I'm afraid we gotta dock your pay. Oh, by the law. I'm so sorry. I had no idea we had an inspector coming. If you'd like to speak with my manager, I report to Constable Reyes in Edgewater. Edgewater's not too far. Just follow the road east of here. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to... This is gonna take a lot of paperwork.
Marauders, deserters, illegal landing. What is this colony coming to? Heard something.
Hey, you hear about Wilson?
Heard Marauder's got him.
Just between us, Wilson deserted. Lost his nerve. Ran off in the thick of night.
You kidding me? Damn. Always thought he was made of sterner stuff.
I think he was plagued. Guess he didn't want to die in the sick house.
Plague? Ah, shit. I had some of this salt tuna.
You moron. You some sort of freelancer?
You some sort of freelancer?
Sometimes I wonder what I'm doing with myself.
We should keep our voices down.
Welcome to the Spacer's Choice Constabulary. We are Halcyon's leading brand in frontier justice. The office is writing a promotion. Purchase 3 criminal investigations and the 4th one's free. As long as your questions fall within the acceptable margins of care. His likeness decorates many a wanted post. You are correct. An outstanding bounty has been posted for information. Something to report? Know how to carry yourself in a fight? I've got bounties out for these 3 marauders. Cross them off and bring me their fingers. Just 1 per marauder, please. I'll dust off the old fingerprint roller. As long as your question... If this is a setup to a joke, you should know I've never found anything amusing in my life. I don't serve Edgewater. Edgewater and the entire region of Emerald Vale serve Spacer's Choice. Spacer's Choice is a wholly owned subsidiary of Universal Defense Logistics, which occupies a seat on the Halcyon Holdings Corporation, also known as the Board. I must admit it bothers me that you don't already know this. Flattery won't get you anywhere with me. The bureaucracy is a noble profession, but not all of us are gifted enough to... Something to report?
Friend of mine died a couple weeks back. Still ain't past it.
Nothing I can do about that.
Yes, Mr. Thompson. I'm fine, Mr. Thompson. Never been healthier. Oh, sweet merciful law! A marauder's in my domicile! There a reason you're running around outfitted like one of those monsters? Did Mr. Thompson... Well, you tell Mr. Thompson I'll be right at my post. Tomorrow. Bright and early tomorrow. Because I'm definitely... You some sort of wandering alienist? Walking into a man's own dom... You don't know that. I could have been saying anything. Maybe I said vague. You know. Wait, no. Oh, damn it. Okay. You're right. I'm plagued. I'm afflicted. I know it's hard to believe. Hey, you're hale and healthy and possibly... There's a cache of anthracillin tucked away in the old community center. I need you to break in. I'll do. I tried medicating myself with a dream. Anyway, I can't just buy medicine. Distribution of medicine. More like the company won't treat me because I'm not healthy enough. You will not find any guards within sight of that old... I have it on good authority. There's a gang of them So you'll do it then? You oblige me with your haste. I think I feel... Just keep your head down when you're in there. Marauder. I know that. Reed would have wrote me up. Constable would have locked me up and wrote me up. Could have gone just...
You're making a mistake working for Abernathy. Excuse me. I'm Esther Blaine, Spacer's Choice Actuary. I overheard your talk with Abernathy. I hope you're not thinking about getting him that medicine. Abernathy is a well-known hypochondriac. Anthracillin is wasted on him. You're better off selling it to me instead. I probably shouldn't tell you. Don't want you implicated for what... Alright, here's a summary. A lot of sick people in the... Can't reach out to corporate without crossing a river of red tape, so I'm reaching out to you. I'm paid better than Abernathy. Whatever he's giving you, I will... That's all I've got some time. Oh, I'm an actuary. That means I keep tabs on a worker's living expenses. Technically, I'm employed by the Spacer's Choice Department.
Keep your distance, friend. Sick house is no place for a traveler. What was that? Waste of company ammo!
Had your rations yet?
Yep. 2 whole cans of salt tuna. It's not the best choice, it's Spacer's Choice. And before you ask, I'm all out of... Go right ahead. What, you mean Edgewater? That's a peculiar question. It's, fine and dandy. Couldn't be happier. You are condescending to me, and I don't get paid for banter. Go right ahead. Other than yourself, definitely the vicar. Don't get me wrong, but there's something about him that bothers me. Like he's... Plague? I don't know anything about a plague. We are the very picture of how... I take umbrage with your... Some of us who get sick are liable to exaggerate the conditions of that... Survival of the fittest. It ain't just a law of nature. It's medical treatment is commensurate with our value to society. Spacer's Choice will dispense medicine for the... It is better than fair. It's company... Listen, you mind if we talk about something else? Rambling... You ought to go have a talk with the... Spacer's Choice, the brand of choice. Music to my ears.
Sorry, I'll just be a minute.
You had a minute. Next one comes out of your pay.
Ease off the threats, friend. I'm going.
Boss's orders. We all got quotas to make.
Just gotta keep our heads up.
Please, Holcomb, I need you to explain this to us. The grease monkey, Argo?
I'm sorry, Mr. Thompson, sir. You asked why it's taking so long to fix. The answer's technical.
Don't apologize. Just try using small words for me.
The can's bust open in the oven because she's set to cook saltuna, which isn't what we've got. Mr. Thompson? I think there's someone here to see you.
Focus, Miss Holcomb. You and I are still talking. Let's start over. Walk me through the... Seems we've got a guest. Really now, Parvati, I do wish you'd spoken up. I do apologize. I was given no forewarning of your... I'm Reed Thompson, Outpost Administrator. I must say, wearing a Marauder's outfit is in very poor taste. Yes, so it dawns on me. Seems I allowed my excitement to run away with my wit.
Only regulator we got is hooked up to the town transformer. Mr. Thompson ain't liable to be keen on...
I beg your pardon. I can't let you have our power regulator. But I happen to know of there's a power regulator in the old botanical lab. It's Go down to the geothermal plant. Reroute power from the botanical district over to us. Once their power's shut down... I was not entirely sure how to tell you this. The people living in the botanical labs, they're deserters. My hope is that by cutting off their power, you will convince those deserters to come back to town. Before you speak to their leader, Adelaide, tell her the power's about to go, and that it's time her band of deserters came back to town. Adelaide's older than the other deserters. She's dignified. That reason was me. I asked too much and pushed. We belong to one community, the Spacer's Choice family. If we dissolve into fact...
My dad told me all about the plant. Taught me all he knew. I mean, if that's all right with you, Miss...
I hesitate to part ways with Miss Holcomb, but I can... You will need an administrative passcode in order to enter the plant. I am trusting you with mine.
Great! I got my wrenches and diagnostics.
Well, I am glad to hear that. Best of luck to you, and thank you again for your...
Got my sights on you.
If you could see your way to getting us our... Go ahead. It is my job to keep two eyes on my town. I am the steward of this place. I'm trying to remember 25 years, 20... I remember looking out this window and seeing the veil spread out from... Times change, people change, but the veil will always... Go ahead. That you are not one of us may work to your advantage. Adelaide and her folk loathe the people of it. I admit the fault was mine. I'm about as diplomatic as a bristling canid. I just hope Adelaide and her folk will see their way. I must. The burden of leadership is responsibility. Yes, we have lost good workers to desertion. We have lost even more to plague. But it is why we... Something on your mind? Go ahead. Adelaide was our only flavor specialist. We are a Saltuna canning institution. Saltuna without flavor is like a cysty... Begging your pardon, Saltuna is a staple. Were it up to me, friend, I'd stack our larders with Saltuna galore. No other brand of Saltuna adds as much vim or vigor to the body's humor. But, and this is something we must... Oh, we've scavenged together some organic material, some of which possess a texture akin to a well-boiled slab of Saltuna. Go ahead. Can we not? Talking about... If I had enough medicine to treat everyone who fell sick, It is not easy. Spacer's Choice is a family. That I cannot say. There was no moment when the... But in the last 10 years... Corporate doesn't like us using the word should. It encourages the imagination. I believe plague is a test. It is a test of our... Go ahead. That you are not one of us. Scripture tells us, yes, we have lost.
You're safer inside the walls.
We better clear out of Mr. Thompson's office before we talk. We better clear out of Mr. Thompson's office before we talk. Hey, mister, can we talk? Sorry. Sorry. You just want to get out of here. And you likely don't... It's just... Mr. Thompson has his own view on matters. On account of it's his job and what all, but... To Mr. Thompson, a person's a gear. It does its job quiet-like. If it squeaks or stutters, it gets replaced. The desert... Life's hard here. Especially for them that don't fit in so well. We're one big Spacer's Choice family, but every family's got the one the rest whisper about. Mr. Thompson's aiming to take away their power. They'll have no lights to see, nor heat to cook. They'll be at the mercy of marauders, or worse. I think you should talk to the town's vicar about it. Max, his name is. Thanks, mister. I just think when you gotta make a decision that'll hurt somebody, it's best to think... That's what my dad... Where are we headed? Yeah, huh?
Almost lost a finger in the cannery today.
Just the way it goes, I suppose.
You think corporate's ever gonna visit?
I'm not holding out hope.
I've always felt weird in here. It's too clean.
Hey there, Mary. Don't see you round here too often.
Oh, I just came to talk to the vicar is all. None of us are above confessionals.
What have you got to confess? You ain't thinking of deserting, are you?
Yes, what is it? You're an outsider. Fantastic. Vicar Maximilian de Soto at your service. And Ms. Holcomb as well. How rare to see...
Just tagging along.
I so rarely get new people to talk to. Name your poison. Anything at all.
But what? I thought you would talk to him.
You wanted to speak to me, Ms. Holcomb? Every time I've tried to engage you in conversation, you look at the floor, answer in single words. I can't imagine what would be so grave as... That seems well within your...
The way we do it's by cutting...
Adelaide McDevitt. I can... Miss Holcomb has a soft heart. Assuming your goal is to save as many as possible, then you should bring everyone together. Send the power to... Not if things are... If you don't mind a bit of unsolicited advice, be cautious on your way to the... One of the reasons I transferred here was to fulfill my duty in hunting down banned heretical texts. I happen to know such a book is, as we speak, tainting a collector's library in Emerald Vale. My retrieval efforts have been thwarted by marauders who have overrun the property. It's a handwritten journal, a faded blue cover with the name M. Bakonu handwritten. Thank you. If you... Any progress? Please get it. A religious text deemed heretical by the OSI is an unsafe object at large. Though I understand why a collector would desire... Because I'm also a collector of books. Rare things in this colony. Appreciation of the written word outside... I've never seen you before, and there's been no paperwork indicating a transfer. Half the time it's wrong. Also, you lack the distinctive worker gaze. Usually either a dead... Pretty universal here. Except for Ms. Holcomb.
It's just... There's more to it.
I'm simply bemoaning the... Yes, but there are few who hear.
I must double my efforts to elevate my... Yes. And thank you for pointing it out. It is wrong of me to succumb. They who are not satisfied with their work are satisfied with... The OSI teaches that the Grand Architect set a perfect system in motion at the... The Order of Scientific Inquiry. You don't talk to the Grand Architect. Once the universe was set in motion, it stepped... We will eventually decode the plan and all its intricacies. The future, the past. Some even believe this Well, first there's the matter of the secret blood rights and... Seriously, though, to truly
Yeah, huh? You mean about the mission being too clean? I know, but Vicker says the universe is a machine. Real machines have gunked up oil, scratches, and worn bits. The machine Vicker sees is one ain't never been run. It's not for people to live in. It's something... Fixing the universe is a job...
We're in.